Welcome back to the GSMC Baseball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Sam Menzie, and we are back for our second segment. Now, before we do that, I would like to ask you again to please like and follow the show. We do get a number of questions from viewers, so to ensure that your question does get read on the air, please use the link at gsmcpodcast.net. It really does help the show, and it really does mean a lot, so thank you so much for that. And we're going to go back to our second segment here, which is talking about the National League games of yesterday. Of course, we did have a segment on the American League games, as usual. So, yeah, we'll be talking about this, and we'll start it off with Mets and Cardinals. A really exciting game here. Cardinals had taken the first two games of the series. The Mets were looking to bounce back a little bit, now losing two series in a row after that great win against the Dodgers. They're kind of looking to get the vibes right, quote-unquote. So, it would open up with the top of the fifth, a Michael Ciani RBI sacrifice bunt with a man on third, scoring Mason win. So really strong job there by Ciani. He knows his strong suit isn't hitting the ball, so he uses his speed to leg out a single and get a RBI with the bases loaded. So really nice job there. Bottom of the sixth, Francisco Lindor would tie up the game with a solo home run, his fifth of the year, to make it 1-1. We know how much Lindor has been struggling this year with the bat, so really strong home run there to tie up the game. Top of the 11th, Brendan Donovan. We're going to extras now. Top of the 10th for both teams. The 10th inning for both teams would not yield any runs. In the top of the 11th, Brendan Donovan would hit an RBI single to make it 2-1 St. Louis. To give the lead for them, obviously. Bottom of the 11th, Harrison Bader would hit an RBI single to score G.J. Stewart to make it 2-2 with two strikes on the count, and one more strike would have won the game for St. Louis. So really nice job by there for Bader to come in clutch against his former team and tie up the game. Then the big blow would come in the bottom of the 11th, a Mark Vientos a 2-run home run, his first of the season back in the MLB, a walk-off, and would win the game for the Mets. So Vientos had a really, really interesting season. Got his job stolen by J.D. Martinez, got sent down after he expected to be the starting DH for the team all camp. So it's been really tough, but showed a lot of heart overcoming that adversity and hitting the walk-off home run for the Mets against the Cardinals. And the Mets needed this win, so a really nice job by him. He's in the lineup again today, so obviously is doing this for a reason, and the Mets are seeing it. So great job for him. For the Mets, they had on the mound Jose Quintana, who was absolutely brilliant. 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 3 strikeouts, a 3.48 ERA in the season. Really, really great start by him. Mets pitcher hadn't touched the 7th inning before the start, and he went 8 against his former team as well. So really great job there. The Cardinals had on the mound Lance Lynn. He went 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, an earned run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2.64 ERA on the season. So really strong start there. So, good win by the Mets. They still did lose the series, but they're playing the Cubs now, 4 games at home. I think if they can take 3 out of 4, they'll get everything right. They're coming off a lot of momentum after that walk-off win. So, really nice job. Next game we have is going to be Braves and Athletics. Braves and Guardians. I don't know why I said Athletics. I just did that game, so I apologize about that. Going back to the National League, which is going to be... it is Braves and Guardians. Okay. Got a little... top of the third, Andres Gimenez would hit an RBI single to make it 1-0 Cleveland. Then in the top of the fifth, he would steal second base to score Brian Roquicchio. And a wild pitch by Bryce Elder would score Roquicchio, so make it 2-0 Cleveland. Bottom of the fifth, Chadwick Trump would get a run on the board for Atlanta, making it 2-1. And then at the top of the seventh, Stephen Kwan would hit a RBI single to make it 3-1. Ozzie Albies would hit an RBI double to make it 3-2. And a Matt Olson RBI single would tie it up at 3 in the bottom of the 8th. Top of the 10th, Austin Riley would hit a walk-off for the Braves, hitting an RBI single to center fielder Tyler Freeman to score Ronald Acuna Jr. So a really nice walk-off win by the Braves. Guardians have exceeded a lot of expectations and become one of the best teams in baseball. So I think it's a really solid win by the Braves to beat this Guardians team who has been so great this season, and they're 1 win away already from 20 wins on the season. They had on the mound Bryce Elder, who went 5 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts, 1.50 ERA on the season. For the Guardians, they had on the mound Ben Lively, who went 4 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts, 2.3 ERA on the season. So really strong start there. Next game we have here is going to be Nationals and Marlins. A really exciting game. Two really awful teams, but game still turned out very interesting. Bottom of the first, Jazz Chisholm would open up the game with a grand slam, his third home run of the year, to make it 4-0 Miami. What a great start by him. Vidal Brujan, the former Ray, would hit an RBI triple to make it 5-0, and Nick Fortes would hit an RBI single to make it 6-0 Miami, just like that in the bottom of the first. So great job there by this offense. New Marlin Emmanuel Rivera would hit an RBI double to make it 7-0 Miami. And on the top of the fourth, Jacob Young would hit an RBI double to make it 7-1. CJ Abrams would hit a double to make it 7-3, and a Nick Senzel two-run home run to make it 7-5 Miami. Just like that, the Nationals were within 2 runs of the game, 2 runs of the leads. Really strong top of the fourth by them. And then on the top of the fifth, Jacob Young went an RBI single to score Trey Lipscomb to make it 7-6, and then Nick Senzel with the big blow, a 3-run home run to make it 9-7 Washington and complete the comeback. A great job by the Nationals team. Trey Lipscomb would steal second base, which would cause Iltamar Vargas to steal home. A successful double steal would make it 10-7 Washington. Tim Anderson with an RBI double to make it 10-8, and a Jesus Sanchez RBI single would make it 10-9. So the Marlins would attempt to come back a little bit, but it would be thwarted as in the top of the eighth, a wild pitch by Brian Hoeing would score Trey Lipscomb to make it 11-9, and Jacob Young with an RBI single to make it 12-9 Washington. Really, really solid game there for Washington, and just a great start. Great game for them. Coming back against this Marlins team, they're really young. They have a lot going for them, so I think it's a really big positive when you can get a win like this for this young team. They had on the mound Patrick Corbin, who was, of course, as we know of, awful. 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 7 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 6.82 ERA in the season. As we know of, Corbin is one of the worst contracts in baseball by most people. Personally, I don't think it, because I think he did his job already, which was win the World Series, so I think he's kind of in the clear for the rest of his contract, but he's only got 1 year left. It opens up a lot of money for the Nationals this offseason. I expect him to get a lot of good players and improve this young team. So he only got a few starts left for the Nationals fans. Be happy. Marlins had on the mound Ryan Weathers, who went 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. It's had an up and down season so far. I think this start kind of shows a lot of what his season has been. Just okay, nothing too crazy, just decent. So an okay start by him, but nothing too extraordinary. Next game we have is going to be Pirates and Giants. Scoring would open up in the bottom of the third with a Tyler Estrada solo home run. Then a Mike Yastrzemski solo home run would make it 2-0, and 3-0 with a Lamont Wade Jr. sacrifice fly to score Tyler Fitzgerald. Top of the fifth, Jared Triola would ground out to make it 3-1, and he would hit an RBI single in the top of the ninth to make it 3-2, but they would not score after that and would end up losing. The Pirates, they had on the mound Jared Jones, who was phenomenal again. 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Has had such an amazing start to the season so far. Is proving to be a big part of the Pirates' future and has been a really good player. For the Giants, they had on the mound Keaton Winn. He went 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, an earned run, a walk, and 5 strikeouts, a 3.18 ERA on the season. Really, really strong start by him. I thought he would be one of the breakout players of this season so far, and he has not proven me wrong. Been really, really solid. Next game we have here is going to be Diamondbacks and Mariners, battle of 2 West Coast teams. Bottom of the first, scoring would open up with a Josh Rojas solo home run, his 3rd of the year, and a little bit of a revenge home run as the Diamondbacks did trade him last year, so nice job there for him. Top of the second, Christian Walker would hit a solo shot to make it 1-1, and in the bottom of the third, Julio Rodriguez would hit an RBI single to make it 2-1. At the top of the 7th, Eugenio Suarez would hit an RBI double to make it 2-2. And at the top of the 8th, Ketel Marte would hit an RBI double to make it 3-2. And the Diamondbacks would end up winning this game 3-2. So really solid win there by them. They haven't been the best this season, only being at 12-16 before this game. But really strong win there. And I think whenever you beat a team you made a big trade with, or a team that is kind of associated with you, I think it's something that is a really big positive. Diamondbacks had on the mound Brandon Pfaadt, who went 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 11 strikeouts. When Pfaadt is working, he is a really, really great pitcher, has some great stuff, and I really am looking forward to watching his career develop. I think he can be a really, really great pitcher. For the Mariners, they had on the mound Logan Gilbert. He went 6 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, and 9 strikeouts, a 2.03 ERA on the season. Really, really strong start by him there. has been really, really great this season, and his control is just amazing. That's really been the thing he's known for throughout his career, and it has been really, really great. Next game we have is going to be Phillies and Padres. Scoring would open up in the top of the second with a Bryson Stott 2-run home run to make it 2-0. And in the bottom of the third, Fernando Tatis Jr. with an RBI double to make it 2-1, getting a run on the board for the Padres. Jake Cronenworth would hit a 2-run shot to make it 3-2, and in the top of the fourth, Bryson Stott would hit a 2-run home run to make it 4-3 Philly. Top of the sixth, JT Realmuto would make it 6-3, and again would make it 7-3 with a RBI single. Bottom of the seventh, Luis Campusano would hit a 3-run home run to get the Padres within 7-6, so the catchers on both teams would come in clutch. But in the top of the eighth, the Phillies would get some more insurance runs with a Johan Rojas RBI double to make it 8-6, and they would end up winning the game at that score. Padres had on the mound Michael King, who went 5 in third innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 run runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Has really not been good since coming to the Padres. If he doesn't keep this up, I think we could look at the Soto to the Yankees trade as one of the best in baseball history for the Yankees. So, it might be overreacting a little bit, but I think Michael King really needs to step it up. Phillies had on the mound Taijuan Walker, who went 6 in the third innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 run runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts in his first start back from the injured list. Yes, he's getting paid a lot of money, but I think when you look at the overall depth of this Phillies rotation, I think Spencer Turnbull is clearly a better option. And I think that Taijuan Walker might lose his role in the rotation soon, even though he is getting paid all this money. It is going to be something that is very interesting to watch. The last game we have is going to be Cubs and Red Sox, two teams that did make a trade over the weekend, which we'll be talking about in our last segment. Bottom of the first, Connor Wong would hit an RBI single to make it 1-0 Boston, and then would hit another RBI single in the bottom of the third to make it 2-0, so nice job by him. Bottom of the sixth, Jarren Duran with an RBI triple to make it 4-0. Top of the seventh, though, Matt Mervis would get a run on the board for the Cubs, making it 4-1. A Mike Tauchman 3-run home run in the top of the eighth would tie up the game, making it 4-4. A great moment for Tauchman. Has really found himself with the Cubs, and this might be his shining moment. A 3-run home run to tie up the game in the eighth against this Red Sox team. Really great job there. Bottom of the ninth, unfortunately, Tyler O'Neill would hit a RBI single to make it 5-4 Boston and win the game on a walk-off for them. So, as much as it was a really great moment for this Cubs team, the Red Sox would end up winning. Red Sox had on the mound Tanner Houck, who went 6 2/3 innings pitched, giving up 4 hits, an earned run, no walks, and 9 strikeouts, a 1.6 ERA on the season. The Cubs had on the mound Hayden Wesneski. He went 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and no home runs, a .87 ERA on the season. Has been really good since coming up. Again, you'd like to see him go deeper into games, but over 10 innings pitched, he has only a .87 ERA in the season, so really great job there. All right, so that is it for our second segment of the day today. We're moving on to our third segment, which is going to be talking about the Friday and Saturday games. I didn't have a chance to recap these as I'm not on stream over the weekend, of course. So, yeah, we'll be talking about those after the break. So thanks, and see you then. Bye.